And then, so kind of tell me a little bit about, why you made this decision to run for the at-large position.
I've been serving Midland in the nonprofit world since my son was a student at Bynum School. And as I got further and further into serving Midland, I was doing it because I want to serve with passion. I love this city, and I think that we can do good for this city. The question is, what's our plan? How are we going to do that? And so when I look at my experience, I'm a disabled veteran, I'm a business owner, I'm an attorney. I also happen to do a lot of work I serve on 10 different nonprofit boards. And that passion for service is what I'd like to do for all of Midlanders with the city council position. So when I look at the things that people, what are their concerns? Well, first, they want to be heard by their elected officials. Are they talking to them? Are they getting feedback? Or are they just not answering the phone call? And so my phone number is on my Facebook page. If people want to call me, I will pick up the phone. Whether you're a conservative, whether you're a Democrat, I will hear you out. We may agree to disagree, but I will at least afford you the opportunity to talk. So people say, well, what can you change? Well, let's look at the things that every day we have issues with. Our roads. Our roads need repair. And it's one thing that we have the bond, but we have to follow through because there's going to be an end to that bond. The roads will still need, it's going to be constant. So what's our plan? The city recently received $25 million from the federal government, the ARPA money. Where are we going to put that? Which roads are we going to fix? We can't start with roads that aren't the ones that need it the most. We have to have a solutions-based approach that acknowledges where's the need. Is it in District 2? Is it in District 3? Is it in District 4? It's all over the city. But how are we analyzing that? Let's look at it from an analytical perspective. What else? Our parks. When we look at the kids that we have, their parks, they can't play tournaments here. They can't play soccer games or baseball games because they want to go, they have them playing elsewhere because we don't have the facilities. So then my question is, what are we going to do to improve that? So there is some plan that they have now for Hogan Park that they're going to put $55 million into, $10 million of which is the city money, and they have to raise $45 million. All right, what about the everyday person that doesn't know about these things? Let's improve our communication, right? And the other thing for me is first responders. I was in New York for college on 9/11 when the planes hit that building, and people that I knew didn't come out. And I served my country because service to me is important. So when people talk about serving and our first responders, what they do, I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for first responders. I had an incident where I choked, and EMS came and they got me to the hospital. So when we talk about thank you for your service to our police, to our EMS, to our firemen and firewomen, are we doing more than just saying thank you? Or are we doing it by action? So putting the first back into first responders, when people talk about taking qualified immunity away, the problem that presents in a civilian complaint review board is your first responders are thinking twice about saving your life because am I going to get sued personally? That's what qualified immunity does. So if they're not thinking about saving your life first, that's what I'm talking about. We have to put the first back in first responders, and that is public safety. So those are the three things. We need to fix our roads. Our roads are in bad shape, and we have to have a plan on how to do it. We need to improve our parks, and that means all of them, including the ones that we already have. The skate park over at Beale, the Reyes Mashburn Mounds Park. And yes, there's the big ones like Hogan, and what we did with Centennial is great. But we also have to look at safety, public safety, and backing the blue, backing the red, making sure our first responders are taken care of. But those are the things that I think are relevant. I think those are the things that voters want. They want to be heard by their elected officials. So when they call you, pick up the phone, because I can assure you I will. You can always call me, you can always email me, you can always come by my office. I'm in Claytesta. I'm here to serve the city. That's how elected government works. We work for the taxpayers. It isn't the other way around.
And so you told me that you've previously run for office, city council before. Kind of tell me how that experience you believe will help you in this upcoming race, this upcoming election.
So 2019, I ran for District 4, and what I learned from that is if you want to serve this city, you should start that service way before you're considering running for office. And even though I did not understand the importance of letting people know that's who you are and that you believe putting service above self. That's the important thing. Whether that's for a nonprofit, like I'm on Rotary and we have a service project where we pack food at West Texas Food Bank, whether it's Meals on Wheels, whether it's the Lions Club. July 24th, they're giving out 1,000 backpacks and school supplies. Serve your community. And once you get to know what the needs are, then I think you're qualified to run for city council. And there's other qualifications too, don't get me wrong. I happen to be a business owner, so I understand what we went through with the pandemic and how during those times we need our government to understand fostering growth of businesses in a time of need. You gotta listen to your voters and the things that they're saying that they want, because they voted you in and they'll just as much vote you out.
And then, so kind of talk to me a little bit about, what sets you apart from, the other candidates who are going to be running for, one of the at-large positions? Because, as you're aware, you're not the only person who's going to be running. But what sets you apart from the other candidates who are going to, officially file on July 19th, or from the people who may decide to file a little bit later?
So Monday is the day when people can first announce or put their name in the hat for a specific position. And what I would say to any candidates, we want people to run for office. We should not have an uncontested office. People need to stay on their A game, and so having more candidates helps us choose who's best for Midland. Why do I think I'm the guy for the job? I think I'm the right man for the job because I have a passion for this city. I love the city and I love serving it. And it's not just because this election came around. I've been doing this for years. My son has been at Bynum for 4 years, and that's when I can count when I first started serving Bynum School. But I've been on other nonprofits as a board member, not just a member. Like I said, the Rotary Club, these other things, that part helps me get an idea of what the city needs. So if you're not in touch with your community, if you've never served, if you don't volunteer, how do you know what the city needs? I genuinely think that that's one reason that sets me apart. The other is I've served my country. I'm a disabled veteran. That's important that we understand those values, God, family, and country. When I look at the city of Midland and how it's grown, people think it's changing, but we can always stick with our core values. And I think people leading with a compass from a spiritual perspective, but also a moral perspective. I go to church. I think that's important. People should have God in their life because they want to see leaders that understand everything that we do is service through God. And that's extremely important. I also happen to be a business owner. So being a business owner, knowing how things are going in the community, I could tell you, when I go to my wife's cleaners and there's not a whole lot of people coming in the door, there's a problem. Oil goes down, we have less customers coming in. As a city, what are we doing to create growth when it comes to business? What are we doing to incentivize development? People tell me, why don't we have a theme park here? Why don't we have a zoo here? Why don't we have all these other things? All right, we spend time to get development, but what kind of development? When you look at Odessa and the Music City Mall, they have an ice skating rink. You can go play bumper cars in there. My kid would love to do that here. Altitude Trampoline Park. My kid loves to go over there, and I have to take him to Odessa. We need to look at what we can do for families. That's the other thing, being a family man. My wife, the children at the house, gives me a very unique perspective to see what we can do for families. We need to have better parks. We need to have development so we can bring businesses here. A Dave & Buster's, something that families want to do for fun so that they can spend their time here instead of driving or flying to Houston or Dallas or somewhere else. Spend your time in Midland, and let's make Midland a place that people can do that.
Anything that you want to ask? Is there anything that you want to touch upon or talk about that we haven't already discussed?
Participation from voters. Y'all, I hear you on Facebook, but a Facebook like, that isn't a vote. Go to your city council meetings, go to your county commissioner court meetings, go to the MDC meetings. I know they're at 10 a.m. and 9 a.m. and I know you got a 9 to 5. Man, it's hard. I get you. They have a Zoom link. One of the things that I'm going to be pushing, why don't they have videos for all those? The city council does have videos, so even if you can't go, watch the video. Make some time to do it. Why don't we have that for planning and zoning? Why don't we have that for other departments. I think those should be made public. We want transparency, then let people watch those whenever they can. So if you can't get off your 9 to 5, like most of us working people can't, then you can watch it at your liberty. But participate, be a part of it. Not just when it's time to gripe, but when it's time to vote. And that's why I'm asking you to vote for Dan Corrales.